Hey, thanks for joining me. I'm Aline. I'm a jewelry designer. I have a studio here in Arizona, and it actually is a converted garage. So at the moment, it seems like we're always in chaos, but right now it's really in chaos. So you'll see a ladder and a bunch of other stuff back there. Just ignore that. Today we're going to talk about onyx. Onyx is part of the quartz family. It's considered a microcrystalline quartz, and it's primarily black, although you will see it in other colors. The black is, I guess, what it's best known for, and it's kind of rare actually to see it completely in black. A lot of times you'll see lines running through it, and I'll show you a few in a minute so you can see. But I want to talk to you a little bit about the lore of it. The Greek word for onyx is claw, and the legend behind it is that Venus was sleeping by the water and Cupid came and cut her fingernails, and when the fingernails dropped into the water they sank and became onyx. So that's how it got its name. It's very interesting, I think, some of these legends, but it's kind of fun too. It's known pretty much as, I know Cleopatra wore it to absorb the negative energy, and of course we think of black. Actually, black is the absence of color, so you think of it sometimes as negative energy. So the black actually pulls in negative energy. It was also used as a protective stone, and what's really interesting about it is because it's so hard, and it is a quartz, so it's at least a 7, but it lends itself really well to carving. So a lot of times you'll see it carved intricately. You'll also see things carved into it. It's just really a beautiful stone, and I'll show you how I use it. Primarily I've used it by itself, but also as something that complements another one of the gems that I'm working with. So I'm going to move this down so I can show you a little more closely what I'm doing. Okay, I think that will work. Yay. Okay, yeah, I think that's good. This is a tiny example. Now this is one I did in gold. This is actually steel and gold, and you can see the little onyx gems here, and you can see how they are faceted. It's a stone that lends itself to faceting, and it just adds so much to the beauty of it. Now I talked about also, here's another one that shows you really well all of the faceting on it. So you can see how easily this could be carved into something if you wanted to carve a design or something in there. I personally just like it kind of the way it is. This piece is so large that it probably will be done by itself whenever I probably become a pendant, possibly a cuff. Oh, unless I break it. Possibly a cuff. That's the good news. They don't break very easily. I want to show you a piece I did finish. Now this also includes the druzy, and that's when air has gotten into one of the pieces and created these little micro pieces. So again, that's all by itself, and I've done that in silver. So that gives you an idea of that. Now you will also see it banded, and I wanted to show you a couple. Normally you'll see it as straight bands. This is very, very common because it isn't always just pure black. See how, look at that. I mean, that's natural. That's the way it comes. This is another really good example because you can see some of the browns in there too, and once in a while you will see onyx in the browns or even the yellow tones. Another huge piece. But again, it shows you, this is really good because it shows you all the banding. It's just so beautiful to work with. Now I also wanted to show you this, and this is actually, they call it sardonyx, and the reason it's called that is because it is a combination of onyx and carnelian. Carnelian is that orangey, well, I guess you can see by this. Here's another good example. This has more carnelian in it. That orangey, beautiful, again, quartz, but you can see how well it goes here. I'm going to show you one more piece, and this again, I think because it shows it off so well, this again has the druzy in it, and you can see the quartz showing through in the white colors, and you can also see a lot of the, you see the black, but you also see some of the browns. Look at the back of it. You can kind of see. Again, part of the quartz family, and I do love this stuff. Now, the only other thing I want to tell you is for cleaning. What you want to do, oops, I can get back up here again. Okay, for cleaning this, you can leave it in the sunlight, and that will clean it very well, depending on what kind of a piece you end up purchasing, or if you've gotten some raw onyx that you're going to keep in your home. You can cleanse it that way, leaving it in the sunlight. And the only thing that I don't recommend, even though it is a quartz, I don't recommend that you put it in the ultrasonic cleaner. And that's because it will fade if you do that. It's just not good for it. So hopefully this gives you just a little overview of this beautiful black gem. And I was going to show you one other piece before I forget. This is actually petrified palm wood, but I wanted you to see this because see how much black is in there? Now what I'll do with this is I will combine it with a piece of onyx as part of the design. So I tend to use the smaller pieces that way. I just think it's, I don't know, it's beautiful. Now you can like this video down here. Yeah, I think you can follow me up here, and there will be some other video options up here. And I will be doing more on this. I'll also be doing some on kind of the work that I do in the studio. And there's also a coupon down below if you want to see some of my designs and get 15% off. So thank you so much for joining me today.